Welcome to the Argus IQ Daily Thread Brief for July 22nd, 2026. Today, artificial intelligence is compressing the vulnerability cycle, turning disclosure into exploitation faster than conventional patch programs can respond. Ransomware remains industrialized, with Qlin illustrating how quickly criminal groups can scale. We also cover supply chain poisoning, credential theft, urgent vulnerabilities in SharePoint and SolarWinds Servview, and the security implications of major public events that attract phishing, fraud, and malicious applications.
Even after initial patching unless keys, credentials, certificates, and tokens are rotated. Software supply chain attacks are also active. Fake Git and the async API package compromise target developer credentials, cloud keys, build secrets, and downstream artifacts. Kratos phishing infrastructure. Amatera and RenPy Trojanized downloads, and SmartLoader or StealC payloads continue harvesting browser data, wallets, tokens, and session cookies. Finally, an unverified RapidFort breach claim highlights the exposure of cloud credentials, Kubernetes configurations, private keys, and customer deployment material. Treat that claim as an investigation lead, not as confirmed fact.
Form Builder through version 4.0.11 because CVE 2026-13439 permits unauthenticated administrator password resets. Also review exposure in MCP Web Research. Media CMS, HPE AOS CX, and HPE Edge Connect, applying vendor fixes where available and restricting management interfaces until remediation.